These are the two biggest myths about Manusmriti that you've been wrongly fed. Myth number one, the Manusmriti is fully in favor of Brahmins. That's just half the picture. Yes, it does give them a lot of privileges and rights, such as studying and teaching the Vedas, declaring the law of the land, and also considers slaying them the highest crime one can commit. This is confirmed in verses 9.245, 1135, 12.113, and 8.124 of the Manusmriti. What the critics hide from you is that it was far from a privileged paradise. Verse 2.108 clearly states that every Dvija, which means a twice born person who has undergone the Upanayana, sacred thread ceremony, has to spend the entirety of his student life, which lasted for up to 12 years approximately, begging for food, sleeping on the cold hard ground without any support, and serving their teacher. And it also demands strict celibacy throughout. Verse 2.181 clearly states that even an unintentional nightfall event in a student requires certain purification rituals in the morning. Verse 11.97 states that if a Brahmin drinks wine, he loses his varna, and verse 11.90 demands penance for it by drinking the same wine boiling hot until it burns the Brahmin from the inside. Even meat is prohibited under normal circumstances. So yes, the Manusmriti gives Brahmins the highest status, but also holds them the most accountable and gives the most harshest personal conduct standards. Myth number two, Manusmriti completely excludes the Shudras from the overall web of Dharma. It is true that the Manusmriti does not view the Shudras as the same social status as the other Varnas. Verse 1.91 states that their only job is to be of service to the other Varnas, and verse 8.20 to 22 exclude them from making the laws. Verses 2.70 to 2.71 have some very harsh punishments, trigger warnings, such as cutting off the tongue and thrusting a burning iron nail into the mouth simply for mocking or insulting a Dvija or twice born person. Yes, it is hostile in many places, but what most people don't get is that when verse 918 excludes them from the formal Shastric initiation and study of the Vedas under a guru, it does not deny them from striving for moksha by following their own swadharma or prescribed duties and responsibilities and following karma and bhakti yoga. The Manusmriti actually encourages the acquiring of knowledge. Verse 10.127 clearly states those who, knowing their duty, imitate the practices of righteous men, with the exception of reciting the sacred text, incur no guilt, they obtain praise. Verse 10.128 follows, as the Shudra, free from envy, maintains the right course of conduct, so does he, free from blame, gain this world and the next. In simple words, the Manusmriti treats people differently according to their varna, but does not close the door to moksha for anybody following their swadharma prescribed duties. It's outdated in some places, discriminatory in those which we shouldn't even follow today, but gives no one the right to burn the textbook without even understanding its full scope. So what should we do with it? Let's look at the conclusion tomorrow.